hold on tight. 'Cause you know tomorrow may not bring that same thing that you said last night. Woo! Every time I find a little peace of mind, I hold on tight. 'Cause tomorrow may not bring the very same thing. No, no, no. Said none of the right there. You that care all. Just for me, I'm so glad that you that care all. Just for me, I'm so glad that you that care all. For a sinner like me. Well, hello, Kevin. How are you doing?
I am doing well, sir. How about yourself?
Simply fantastic, and thank you
All
for
right.
asking. I'm so glad that you answered the call to come on our show. And I know that you want to talk to us about journalism and how this writing experience of yours. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Go right ahead, sir.
Well, when I was younger, I come from a huge family. So in my huge family, that I had six brothers and four sisters.
That's huge.
So, like I said, it was huge. I even used to joke around with my mom. I said, Mom, like 99 months of pregnancy, Mom? I'm surprised she didn't slap me, but instead she just said, "No, it was way more than 99 because you boys were late."
Okay.
But anyway, of the seven brothers or seven sons, seven of us boys, I had six, three older brothers and three younger brothers.
Okay.
Me and one of the other middle boys, we always would draw and sketch. And then we would write little quotes or little paragraph or two about it. This is what I'm going to look like when I get older. And it turned into a journaling habit. And me and this one other brother that all through our childhood, we would draw ourselves as muscle men. We would
Okay.
draw these pictures of us and we'd take them to our mom. Which one's the best? And she would choose the one that was the best. She was always diplomatic because she could tell, even though we never signed them, she could tell our styles of drawing,
Right.
and she would pick them. But we would draw ourselves as muscle men, and out of the seven of us, all of my brothers, including myself, we've always been athletic. We've always worked out, all of us. But out of all seven of us boys, them Hempstead boys, the only two that turned out really big and muscular were me and the other one named Lincoln, and AKA Link, his
Okay.
nickname. We were the only two that turned out to look muscular and cut like bodybuilders with a bodybuilder's body. And I thought, I said, that's odd. Did we make that happen? But but I'm not saying you can just draw yourself muscular
Oh,
and then it'll happen, because of course we worked out. But then again, all seven of the boys in the family worked out. And some of my brothers turned out kind of chubby, and some of my brothers turned out kind of skinny. Yet the two that turned out muscular are the two that always drew themselves as muscular.
let
Interesting.
me ask you something about that. I mean, just to rewind
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit.
Okay.
That's a lot of people in the house.
It sure
I
is.
mean, and
It was a lot of people in the
that's a
house.
lot of people. There was 6 hours. Now we hid food and everything. So I couldn't even imagine 10, you know. But
Yeah.
when you all worked out and when you all were drawing these pictures, and this is Link the other one that drew the Muscle Man.
Yes,
So
Link.
you and Link draw the pictures of the Muscle Men, and you and Link turn out to be muscular because I saw you, and you know
Right.
you muscular, and so you come around. Did Link also continue riding with you, or did you go off on your own?
Unfortunately, my brother Link is deceased now. He stayed. I moved to the Denver, Colorado area, and Lincoln stayed in the Cleveland area, which is a little bit rougher than Denver. So
See,
he was killed about 30 years ago. So, but before he died, he was one of me and him were the only two that were really big and muscular out of the seven boys.
Cleveland is very rough. Not
It is.
not
It's a rough
kind. I
city.
mean, Cleveland.
Yeah.
I've been
That's
through
one of the reasons I
Cleveland.
left.
Yes,
That's one of the reasons I left. I said, hey, either I'm going to have to be a thug and just for
for
survival,
real.
or somebody's going to get me one day, and okay, but back to journaling, not journalism, which is more doing it for the newscast, but
Okay.
journaling
Thank you.
as far as just writing something which is sometimes called memoirs or your diary. Journaling itself is just writing. There's no right or wrong way to journal. It's just writing about whatever you want to write about concerning your life events, things you see, your plans. Because I always sketch along with my my writing. And as I looked through some of them and I saw some of those old pictures and thought about that, I said, wow, that's odd. And then I started looking, I said, I wonder if there's any other parts of my life I've journaled about and had come true. I was living in the guy's basement and my credit was so bad, I'm surprised they didn't arrest me just for applying for a home loan. And then I looked at some other things and I have a Harley Davidson in my garage.
Okay.
I actually wrote and drew a picture of a Harley Davidson. And this is one of my journals right here, by the way. I
Okay.
actually wrote and drew a picture of a Harley Davidson. And 2 weeks later, I was in the gym working out, and a friend of mine walked by and he says, hey, Kevin, they're giving away a Harley Davidson in this contest at my job. Think you got a chance at it. And then he walked off. It's a brother named Daryl. And I said, Daryl, wait. Daryl, come back here, brother. Come back. Get back over here. I started talking to Daryl. I said, what did you say? Because it amazed me that all I did was write it down in my journal. And I had heard that once you write things down, a way to achieve things will appear or will manifest. You'll see things, a way to achieve what you've written down. I got that from a Tony Robbins course. And so I said, wow, that is so weird. I said, and right then I knew it's my destiny to win that fight. So I said, I went and found out. And then the name of it was a contest. And the name of the contest was the best chest in the West.
Okay.
And I said, oh, this is a bodybuilding thing. I said, okay, I can do that. I can be one of the best chests in the West. I want that. That bike is mine. I said, there's a reason why this brother came by and told me about that contest. I won. Went out there dancing, skipping around. I had crutches. I threw them crutches down and started doing the do-si-do and jamming to the country beat, bouncing my chest on each side, boom, boom, to the beat. Man, I won that motorcycle. I still ride it to this day. As a matter of fact, now that the rain is gone, I'm probably gonna get on a little later this evening. You look in my journal here, I've drawn, I don't know if you could see
I just up
all
a
the
little
some of
more.
the drawings that I've made of the Capitol, the storm in the Capitol. I even drew a picture of when my son brought me some Starbucks, because that was the first time he ever bought me anything like that, some Starbucks. I said, "Oh, I'm writing about this in my journal." He was like, "Dad, don't write this in your journal." but but I write all kinds of things. I wrote about some exercise I was doing, and this was about when I went on a cruise. So in every one of the pages of my journal, this was Wakanda night on the cruise, and here is the cruise ship itself. Every page of my journal, I met a guy I really liked and was impressed with, some of the books I'd read. Every page of my journal, I talk about the things that are going on in my life, and I do little sketches of them. Here, I'm trying to slay the dragon of disorganization. Here, my wife was acting very jealous, so I wrote about that, the green jealousy monster. Here's some of my morning ritual, which I do some exercises and I meditate. Here, me doing some push-ups, and so and my vision board, and here my life's purpose. I put here in the green letters, which, I read once that you should be able to define your life's purpose in one sentence. So that's what I did right there. The purpose of my life is to be positive, wise, and disciplined enough to make the lives and situations more inspirational, better and better for me, my loved ones, and the world. That's
That's
my I read that as much as I can because that's my statement. That's my motivational statement of my life's purpose. And back to the original subject. So I looked at that and that motorcycle, and somewhere in here, I not the original sketch of it, because this isn't the original journal, but I will redraw some of the things, and I would draw them over again because I don't believe you should draw or you should write just one time about what you want. If you want something and it's important to you, you repeat it. You repeat it. You repeat it. You keep going with it. You can't just work out one time and say, okay, I'm in shape. Never working out again. No, you have to continuously be consistent in what you're putting in the universe and what you're working on. And I've done most and some of the things I've journaled about, like this was a dream I had that I had eyeballs on my feet. That was a actual dream. And this was right around the time that Kobe died right here. So I put the helicopter Kobe was on, drew that. So I write about events that affected me because I don't know why. I don't even know Kobe and I cried that day. That was just sad. Another thing that made me cry, George Floyd. So I did a little sketch of that. And here the riots that subsequently came right after. So I've always been a journaler, but when I noticed that some of the more positive things I journaled about came true, that's when I said, "Oh, your journal is your map. Your journal said this is just so obvious to me. Your journal is your life's map. It's your memories of your past, actions of your present, and your plans of the future. MAP. That's
yeah.
what your journal is. Your life's map. Because you got to remember where you've been. Just like when you on that map and you looking at where you came from, and you looking at where you are right now, and you looking at where you're going. And the best way of getting to any destination, the most efficient way, is using a map. So your journal is your life's map. I'm working on a book right now, and the book is going to be on the subject of journaling as your map to success. And I came across this concept when I realized that throughout my life, there's been so many different things that I've been first off, I've been a journaler most of my life. I've written down things. I even sketch in my journals. I'm an artist as well. So really writing down things about my personal life has been something that I've done since childhood. And what I noticed, actually, I'm a little embarrassed to say I didn't notice until recently, was that I have I have kind of in my journals, I have kind of predicted or manifested the things that I have been writing about. And that caused me to come up with the motto as a journal. being your life's map. And so in the book that I'm writing right now, I am using that concept to teach people how to journal for success at getting what you want. Journaling is a powerful tool. You can use it any way you want. You can use it just to release tensions, to better plan out your life, or you can do it just to help organize your thoughts, your thought processes. Journaling is a tool you can use for anything you want, including manifesting things through somewhat of a law of attraction. You're writing things down. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to magically appear because you've written them down or even sketched them like I do. But what I believe sketching and writing them down does, it provides your imagination with a very accurate description. In order to achieve something, you have to be able to see it in your imagination first. And I have a saying that when you draw things, you draw things. When you draw things that you draw things that you want to you. And that's what I believe your journal does. Now, you don't have to be an artist to do it. You can draw stick figures, but draw that stick figure in the situation that you want. You draw that stick figure in whatever type of thing that you want to achieve, that you want to do. And I think you can write it, and you'll draw that to you. Now, I've also drawn out everything from the birth of my grandkids to when I had surgery, and that's what that one is. I had surgery on my stomach, like a hernia surgery. But see, that those are events that happen. But the things that I want, like right there,
Uh-huh.
$1 million. Yeah, yeah, that's happening. That's gonna happen. Here is a redrawing of that Harley Davidson I have in my garage.
Okay.
I want it. That's a drawing of my Harley right there.
Okay.
Yes,
You're saying that a lot of people should get into this because you can think something, but when you write it down, you can actually see it. And that
yes.
energy that you're using to create whatever you're writing down, once you put it down there, that goes out to wherever the universe's powers,
Yes.
and it'll start collecting your dreams, your wishes, and some way start pulling it to you. Is that what we're hearing?
That is exactly what I'm trying to express. I have two children, one daughter and one son. I'm calling them children, but they're grown. My daughter is 36, 37, and my son is 31.
Okay.
But my point is, she always has been a journaler, and she's always used it to help her deal with, because it hasn't always been a bed of roses. I mean, she's had challenges, but she has always written things down. She's always written down her goals. She's always been ahead of her time as far as what she was planning to do. She's had a 5, 10, 15-year plan ever since she was a teenager because she's always journaled it down. She's always written it down because the journal is your life's map to success. That's going to be in the title of the book, How to Use Your Journal as Your Map to Success. Because, and I also believe journaling is one of the best, if not the best, self-therapy tools ever. Because as you write your thoughts down, if you're feeling depressed and you write these things down, there are ways that you can use that journal as a tool, as an effective tool to pull yourself out of that depression.
So you
There
write
is
down.
there's no reason you need to remain depressed if you have the ability to really think it through and use some of the techniques I will be describing in the book. Writing down even your negative thoughts and your negative memories. Because if you still viewing any of your memories of your life as negative, that means you have not accurately reframed them. Because you should always be able to reframe your memories and to make them a positive. Because there has to be something in every single memory, no matter how negative, something that you learn, something positive there. And if you have a memory that still brings you to tears, that still affects you, and long after it's gone, because I'm not saying you shouldn't mourn a little bit and get that out, but long after that memory's gone, you should have addressed it and reframed it into what was positive about that. What positive thing did I gain from that? What did I learn from that? Every single memory that you have should be something that compels you and draws you closer to your future self, to what you want to be, what you want to do, to being the person that you can be, not dragging you down and making you sad. So that's the power of negative memories in your journal. You write what happened negative, and you can even write how it made you feel. Then you write what good came from it.
When you write and these things start manifesting, I'm still stuck on that 1 million. I think I find me a piece of paper over here and get to drawing and writing down.
There's even things I quote. I use quotes. This is here quotes from the Bible. Ask and ye shall receive. And then I have all types of quotes that back up the fact that there's a Bible verse that says, write it down, make it plain, that you may run to it. That's in the Bible. Writing things down. I think Habakkuk, I think I pronounced that right. 2, second chapter, second verse. Write it down, make it plain, that you may run to it. You know, ask and ye shall receive. The Bible, the Lord has given us power.
Come on
He
now.
created us in his image. And in his image, he's a creator. Now, we are not the creator that he is, but he put a little bit of himself in all of us. And that's my belief. And otherwise, we wouldn't be
Believe
here.
that.
We wouldn't be alive. If
Believe
every single person, every single thing that is alive on this earth, it is because they have a little bit of the Lord in them. No matter how evil that person is, if they didn't have a little bit of the Lord in them, they wouldn't be here. That's how you're supposed to think of it. That's why you should love your enemies, because even your enemies have a little bit of the Lord in them. You love them enough that you see them going off to the slaughter. You're going to say, hey, man, hey, look, I know we had our problems, but don't do this. You do that, that cop's going to kill you. Don't do it. Or you stop them from going to the slaughter. Just like the Bible says, will he not know if you could have stopped it and you let it go? That's biblical.
Right. You know,
I didn't mean to preach, man. I
no,
apologize.
it was meant to be.
If you write down how, you start asking yourself questions. How can this experience help me? What positive thing can I get? Can I extract out of this negative thing, that seemingly negative thing that happened? What is the lesson I'm supposed to learn here? Because if you didn't get a lesson from it, you're going to keep repeating it. It's going to keep happening to you. You better get a lesson from everything you view as negative. There's a lesson there. Even if the lesson, you lose a loved one, you lose someone you really close to, there's a lesson there. And that lesson could be something as simple as learn how to deal with loss. Because if you don't, I know people who I know a guy who lost his mother and then killed himself.
Oh.
And then 10 years later, his brother killed himself. There's powerful lessons in every single thing in your life. Unfortunately, we don't tend to learn the lessons unless they hurt and we pay attention. If they hurt and we pay attention, we'll learn the lesson. Yeah, and you learn by asking questions. That is how we learn. What does this mean? And what should I do? Now, my goal is to teach you to ask yourself those two questions consciously. Come up with the wisest answer you can.
Well,
What does this mean? And what should I do? With every single situation of your life, you should ask yourself consciously those two questions. And then you can even ask yourself a better question, because the quality of your thoughts is based on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. That's what you should be writing in your journal. Quality questions. And wisdom, you should be able to even define your own definition of wisdom. This is the definition I have. This is the definition I want you guys to use. These are teenage brothers. I said, wisdom is not knowledge. No, because knowledge is only a part of wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge of how to do the right thing, the right way, at the right time for the best possible and most desired result. If you live your life asking those questions, you're going to be okay. You're going to make some good decisions because you are tapping in to the universal knowledge that's in here. It's there. The knowledge is there. You just have to pull it out by asking and receiving. Ask and ye shall receive.
That's really what keeps me going a lot of times, a few of them scriptures myself. What advice would you give someone that probably never did it, don't know much about it? What would you say to a person like what's coming in your book? I don't want you to tell everything, but to just
Right.
get them started.
I would say just begin. Just begin. And every morning, write down 3 main goals of the day. And it would be helpful if you could write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for in the morning. Thank you, God, for waking me up. I'm awake. Thank you. I have a place. I have a
Amen.
nice warm house and it's cold outside.
Amen.
Thank you for my wife, my mother, my daughter, my child.
Amen.
Everyone has things they should be thankful for because gratitude is so powerful. And that's another thing that it's been taught and it's been said that you should journal about at the end of your day. Write down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for that happened today. 3 to 5 things. Oh, today I had challenges, but you know what? This went well. I'm still okay. I'm not sick. Someone else got COVID in the office. I didn't get it. I didn't, my wife broke her leg, but I was able to get her to the emergency room. There's always something positive. If you write down and focus on, and sometimes you have to really think, okay, what positive happened today? But you know what? Focusing on those things before you go to bed, you're going to have some sweet dreams. There's a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. I felt bad because I didn't have any shoes. And then I saw a man with no feet. That's real. Mahatma Gandhi said that. He shares a birthday with me, October 2nd. So I love his quotes, and he's a man of peace like me. 17 years ago, when I proposed to my wife, and this quote made around, I've seen this quote on TV, and the quote you might have heard before is written right here. Happy spouse, happy house. Because I got sick of hearing happy wife, happy life. I said, wait a minute. Dad needs to be happy too. Or dad can set it off and bury the bodies. Y'all need to make sure dads are thought of too. So I put that quote out there. Happy spouse, happy house. That includes everybody. Yeah, some people call them diaries. Some people call them memoirs. Some people call them blogs. You can call it whatever you want as long as it's something that you are putting down on the record to get it out of your head, to put it down so that it helps empower you.
Kevin, I thank you, my brother, for taking this time. And if you run into anybody or anything like that, just shoot them my way. And thank you for taking this time, my brother.
I'm sorry if I got off track. You got me all excited. I started talking about my journals and then talking about my goals and life and philosophy and all that. So
no. We're gonna make it work. Well, another episode of Where Were You? And we would like to thank our guests for this evening. Also want to thank New Me. New Me helps sponsor Where Were You? So go on and check it out. New Me /Arkway. Also, go on and hit that like. Go on and hit subscribe. Go on and hit that share. Go on and leave a comment. And if you find anyone that has a story, let me know. And hey, you bless someone today.